Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be providing a longer term market analysis for Bitcoin Cash. We're going to be talking about the weekly chart with some important levels of support and resistance, some moving averages, and then some historical levels that we can look to from back in the previous market cycle for Bitcoin Cash. We're also going to look at Bitcoin Cash's performance with respect to Bitcoin by looking at the BCH-BTC pair. And we're going to look at how Bitcoin Cash has performed with respect to Bitcoin over the long term and what we can take away with this chart. So if you guys enjoy the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, by the way, I will leave a link to my Twitter page in the description below. Feel free to go ahead and check that out as well. I am fairly active over there. So with Bitcoin Cash, I really do want to start off by looking at these two weekly moving averages. The red one is the 20 SMA, and then the green one is the 21 EMA. And the reason we're going to be looking at these is because this has been the level for Bitcoin Cash over this entire bear market that is just held as such strong resistance. You can see going back to this move that we first had on this lower high right here in March. This was a very strong level of resistance. Bitcoin Cash came right up into that level and then found some resistance and then turned over from there, entering this pretty big decline from that point, rejecting off these moving averages by about 75%. And then we found some support right around this level, $97. That's basically where we've held over the last few months. And it is positive to see that Bitcoin Cash is still holding its lows, and many other altcoins have actually done something like this where they've broken down and formed lower lows. But with Bitcoin Cash, it hasn't done that. That's a great sign. And really just watching out to these moving averages, that has been the downward sloping resistance. We're coming up to that level, still consolidating under it, still holding it as resistance. So if we do get one more pop back up into that level, look to see how Bitcoin Cash reacts. If we have another rejection similar to the last several moves up, then I would most likely expect us to come back down, retesting the support. However, if we're able to break out above that level, which would look something like this, that would be a great sign that we might be starting to have more of an accumulation phase and maybe more of a sideways phase, as opposed to just coming up into that level of resistance, rejecting, and then rolling over to form lower lows. If we do form lower lows, the next level I'm going to be watching out for is this zone right around $73. If I zoom out here all the way, that was the key low from back here in December of 2018 in the last bear market. And I would expect buyers in demand to start to step in at this zone, and this would ultimately be one of those last lines of support, considering that if we're losing that level, that would mean we're forming new all-time lows. That would mean Bitcoin Cash would just enter this price discovery mode where it's just searching for some sort of bottom where it starts to see buyers in demand starting to step in. So I also do want to talk about the BCH Bitcoin ratio, and this is a very important chart to watch out for because this just details Bitcoin Cash's performance with respect to Bitcoin. It gives you a great idea of the opportunity cost associated with Bitcoin Cash. And that's really just if you're investing in Bitcoin Cash, and this applies to all other altcoins, that means those dollars are not being invested into, say, Bitcoin or Ethereum. And if they have historically underperformed Bitcoin, then it really does take on a huge opportunity cost. And this is a very dangerous looking chart on the long term. You can see that we've got the 50-week moving average, which is this yellow line, really just been declining for Bitcoin Cash's entire history. Really just no relief in sight to this big downtrend where we've been forming these longer term lower highs, been forming this big downtrend with basically lower lows every few months, right? We've got a level of support defined, and then we break it, and then we come back down. And then we have that same pattern repeat itself. And this pattern of basically just coming back down, retesting support until it breaks, and then doing it all over again is a really dangerous move because we really don't know if there's an end in sight to this big decline with respect to Bitcoin. And that is one of the biggest risks associated with Bitcoin Cash. And I think it's very easy to visualize this downtrend with the 50-week average declining with this massive drawdown if we take a measured move of around 98%, but it's really hard to understand what this is actually representing. So I do want to pull up a historical snapshot from CoinMarketCap, just basically showing all of the different cryptocurrencies and each individual price on a specific date and time. So we're going to be looking at the snapshot from November 11th in 2017, near one of those big all-time highs. And on this date, you can see Bitcoin Cash was around $1,340 and Bitcoin was around $6,300. So one of the big things that you can notice is that Bitcoin has gone up by about 3x, Ethereum about 4x. Meanwhile, not only has Bitcoin Cash not done well since that time frame, it's actually declined by over 90%. So that is really what this big downtrend represents. this is what that is really meaning, where we have underperformance with respect to not only Bitcoin, but Ethereum and actually many other altcoins. So that is the biggest risk associated with Bitcoin Cash. Certainly this doesn't have to continue on forever, but I really wouldn't get involved in Bitcoin Cash until I see some clear longer term signs of a reversal of this big downtrend. And for example, we might start to look for the 50-week average starting to slope back up. If Bitcoin Cash can reclaim this on the weekly chart, that would also be a little bit more positive sign. But as it stands right now, I really do not see any clear signs that we have reversed this downtrend, and that downtrend has been the dominant trend over the last 3 years. So that is really just what I'm looking at for Bitcoin Cash and why I would rather just hold Bitcoin instead. So if you guys enjoyed the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, by the way, I will leave a link to my Twitter page in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.